Hello everyone, this is Crystal and welcome to Artantastic, where creativity comes alive. This video is dedicated to all those stuck in isolation, suffering from this terrible virus, especially to my dear friend Tania in the Netherlands. Today I thought we'll do something a little different but definitely exciting. We'll paint a different kind of tree on a bookmark. We're going to use just 3 colors: light olive green, purple, titanium white. And guess what? We're going to use a Q-tip. And of course my trusty brushes, the square-headed one, and an old calligraphy brush for details. So let's begin to paint something extraordinary. I'm going to use thick card paper because it is a bookmark. So let's start by drenching the canvas in white. We just spread the paint out like so. Oh, but I didn't realize there was some leftover pink on my brush. But no worries. It's just an interesting twist to the final outcome. After all, it's your own individual style, your own awesome art. So let's start with our purple, shall we? We add a touch of purple to each end of the paper and just blend it out, like so. And you see, we blend it out so well that our little pink surprise at the very beginning is quite covered up. It's turning into a nice shade. That's a nice color. You know, when you darken the edges of a painting like this, you gently nudge the viewer to focus on the main subject of the painting. It's just a little trick I had learned a while back. So what inspired me to paint another tree? It was something that happened at one of my creative writing classes. I had asked the students to imagine themselves to be an old, gnarled tree. And then I asked them to add form and color to it, and this took me back to my own childhood days at my grandmother's beach house. We had an old gnarled tree right outside our window. It was a tree full of character, and that's what I'm going to try and paint today. Let's paint our tree. Notice I had loaded just the very edge of the brush as I paint the trunk. It's not a perfect trunk, it's misshapen and gnarled, but then that's what gives it its character. It's the same with each of us. All our little imperfections is what actually makes us perfectly unique. Let's add a few more branches. You know, as I recall, there was something very unusual about this tree besides its misshapen trunk. And as I paint it, it all comes back to me. You'll see. So I load the brush again and we add a few more details. Let's add some character to those branches. Give it a little more structure. But I think I should change the brush now. Use the fine-tipped one, yes. That's better. If you look there right at the top of the tree, the branches there look as if they are an open palm pointing skyward. That's what was so unusual about the tree. And we add a few more details. It's quite simple to paint these branches, really. Just drag the paint out in an uneven line. Let's gently tease in a few more details, just to give the tree a ragged look. I think that's fine. And now for the fun part, to paint with the Q-tip. This little cotton bud is a great tool. I load just the tip with a little color and we just dab it. Add a dab of color wherever you think the blossoms or the leaves should be. You'll notice that as we keep dabbing, the paint gets lighter and lighter, and that's what gives your painting depth. Painting like this is so much fun. It's a stress buster. And the joy of it is that anyone can do it. If you're stuck at home and you don't know what to do, just take paper, take whatever paints you have, and just put paint to paper and see what happens. Oh, that's nice. Let's add a few more highlights. Maybe we could add a darker tone. Yes, that looks so much better. The highlights is what will give your painting a lot of depth. It makes all the difference. Now that is an interesting looking pink blossomed tree. And we haven't even added the green highlights yet. In fact, you'll notice something quite magical happen when we add the green highlights. Just wait and see. I think we're nearly done with the pink. Yes, that's fine, but now we must add the green. Just watch what happens. You'll notice that as we deposit the green and as it gets lighter against the pink, it turns yellow. Right there, do you see the little yellow hue? It makes all the difference. That's lovely. Let's add a few more green highlights. And let's let a little bit more of that yellow peek through. That's nice. Let me take you down for a quick close-up so you see that explosion of pink, yellow and green. Let's add some fallen leaves and blossoms to make this painting even more interesting. I'm reminded of my favorite poet, Robert Frost, who once wrote, "Tree at my window, window tree, my sash is lowered when night comes on, but let there never be curtain drawn between you and me." Those lovely words resound in my head as I paint these little cascading leaves falling gently to the ground. Let's add a few green and yellow ones too. There, maybe a couple more. Yes, just a touch. I'm always fidgeting to make it look just perfect, I think that's just fine. And here it is, all finished, but still a little wet. And there it is, that most unique tree by my window tree. I hope this little painting lesson encourages you to try out new techniques, explore your creativity, and just simply have fun. And for those of you stuck at home in isolation, do give it a try. I guarantee it will be well worth your while. Happy painting! If you enjoyed this video, do hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Special thanks to my son Josh for helping me with this video. Thank you for watching.